an account is not an account that witnesses like huge amounts of money going in and out of it, you can have a problem. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Chiagoziem here again. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for stopping by. On this channel, I share detailed information, life as an international student, tips here and there on how to survive and move to Canada. And if you're a fan of true and well-detailed information, please consider subscribing to my channel, okay? And thank you for coming back. Thank you for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about proof of funds, aka the money part, the shmoney part of your application, the part of Canadian application that 90 out of 100%, if not 100%, get really scared of. So we're going to be talking about that today. So I would like to put a disclaimer out there. Everything I'm going to be sharing on this video is based on my own personal experience and experience of the people around me. I'm not a Canadian immigration agent. I am not a study visa agent. I don't work with IRCC. So 100% of what I'll be sharing here is based on my own research, based on my own experience, and based on the experience of my friends. Okay, I just want to put this out there first. So guys, I want to apologize in advance. My apartment is close to the road, it's close to the main road, and also I have like a bunch of trees in front of my building, so there are lots of birds there and there are lots of moving cars on the road. So please pardon the noise. I'm going to try as much as possible to blur this noise out when I'm editing this video, but peradventure you hear baby birds chirping or anything, just please ignore it and focus on what I'm saying in this video. All right. What is proof of funds? Proof of funds is basically you justifying the source of your money, justifying the financial part of your application, telling the visa officer, I have 20 naira in my account, I have $20 in my account. This $20 was made from me being a farmer, or it was made by my mom. My mom was XYZ, worked in an XYZ company. This was how she made this money, and she's using this 20 naira or $20 to support my education or whatever purpose you are coming to Canada for. That is basically what proof of funds is. Proof of funds is one of the major reasons why people get visa refusal. I've been getting DMs lately, people telling me, oh, they had like way more money in the account and they still got visa refusal. What is going on? Is IRCC being cruel or what? So in this video, I'm going to be breaking it down why these visa rejections happen. According to IRCC website, if you're coming to Canada for the purpose of study, you are required to have 1 year full tuition and 1 year living expenses. And this 1 year living expenses is a sum of 10,000 Canadian dollars. For example, let's say your tuition for 1 year is 5,000 Canadian dollars, for example, and your living expenses, which you're required to have by IRCC, is 10,000 Canadian dollars. Now, summing up your tuition and your living expenses together for this 1 year is equal to 15,000 Canadian dollars. If you're coming with a dependent, that dependent, you're expected to have an extra 4,000 Canadian dollars. Let's say you're coming with your child, right? So 1 year living expenses for you, which is 10,000 Canadian dollars. 1 year living expenses for your child, which is 4,000 Canadian dollars, which is what? 14,000 Canadian dollars. Then let's say your tuition for the first year is 5,000 Canadian dollars plus this 14,000 Canadian dollars, that is 19,000 Canadian dollars. This is what you are expected to have according to the IRCC website, and it goes on and on if you have more dependents. Also, make sure you refer to the IRCC website when you are trying to put your funds together. According to the IRCC website, you are expected to bring a 4-month bank statement. When you're submitting your application, go to your bank and get my bank statement certificate. Tell your bank to give you a 4-month worth of bank statements as your bank statement certificate. That is what you are expected to submit. Some people go as far as submitting 6 months, but nothing less than 4 months. One of the ways you can prove your funds is by using your own personal bank statements. What do I mean by this? Let's say you've been planning to come to Canada for some time now and you've been working towards it. When it's time for you to submit your application, you go to your bank and collect my bank statement certificate for your own account. And also in your SOP, do not hesitate to tell the visa officer that I've been working for so and so years. You telling the visa officer, oh, I've worked for so and so years, means that they know that you've been employed, and the amount of money in your account tallies with the explanation you are giving the visa officer that, okay, this is how I was able to make this money. If possible, please and please, if you have like your promotion letters, make sure you attach your promotion letters to your application. If you have like any benefits from work, maybe like they give you bonus at work, make sure you also attach like proof. Maybe if you have like a different pay stub concerning those allowances or those benefits you're getting from work, make sure you attach it. This way you are telling the visa officer, not only that I earn salary, I also like get bonuses from this work or from this job I do. This is how I was able to save this amount of money to sponsor yourself in school. Okay, in your statements of purpose, honestly, there is nothing like over explanation. Like I said, any information you don't want to be there, you feel like this information is going to make me to go out of my way to prove what never happened, please do not include that information. But if you know that you have information that will help you get a yes instead of a refusal, please make sure you talk about it in your SOP. And if you have proof for this information, especially when it comes to money, please make sure you add this in your statement of purpose and bring a document to back up this thing you've said in your statement of purpose. Okay. The second way you can prove funds is by having a sponsor, like using a sponsor's account. And this was how I proved my own funds. I had a sponsor. So this sponsor can be your mom, your dad, your sibling, your uncle, your aunt, or any member of your family. Now, people ask this question. So when you are providing a proof or when you're providing your sponsor's bank statement, what rate should you use? If you're Nigerian, should you use the CBN rate or should you use the black market rate? As you guys know, CBN just floated Naira. There is nothing like CBN rates and black market rates. Okay, so both rates are now the same. So I would advise you, if you are doing your application, if you are doing your proof of funds or the financial part of your application and you are Nigerian, in my opinion, I would advise you to use the black market rates. Use the black market rates. It's better for you to have much more than to have less. Okay, when I was doing my application and I asked this question, so when they are doing the calculation, are they going to use the black market rate or are they going to use the CBN rates? I never got any straight answer, so I went ahead to use the black market rates. Okay, that way you are actually, creating that opportunity for yourself to have much more than required. Let's say they end up using the CBN rate, but as you all know now, Naira has been floated by CBN. Just use the black market rate. Canada is very family oriented. When it comes to family, they take anything about family very, very personal. Anybody can sponsor you to come to Canada as long as you can prove your relationship with that person. The reason why this person is sponsoring you, you are definitely good to go. There are people that came here that people that not even their family members sponsored them, and they came here. I'm sure they were able to explain why this person is sponsoring them. The third way you can prove funds is by paying your tuition. All right, let's say you got your admission and your school tells you, there are some schools that do that here, they tell you, oh, you need to pay half of that tuition. Let's say your full tuition is 10,000 Canadian dollars and half of it is 5,000 Canadian dollars, and this school tells you need to pay half of this tuition before you can start your program. Okay, now you pay this tuition to them. Now, if you are providing a proof of funds or you are providing the financial documents part of your application, what you are going to have in your account as your first year tuition is 5,000 Canadian dollars and 10,000 Canadian dollars, which is that 10,000 is your 1 year living expenses, making it 15,000. Now you are bringing a receipt of that 5,000 Canadian dollars you've already paid to the school. Tell the visa officer in your statement of purpose, okay, I've been able to pay 5,000 already to my school and I have a receipt for it. Now, the 15,000 I have is for my 1 year living expenses and the 5,000 is the remaining part of my 1 year tuition. The fourth way you can prove funds is through gift deed. As you guys already know, gift deed is one of the ways I proved my own funds. If you've not watched my study visa document video, it's going to be linked up here or up here when I'm editing this video. Do well to watch that video. If you are looking to see a very detailed visa document video, just watch that video, okay? Like I said, gift deed was one of the ways I proved my funds. Prior to my application, my sponsor had like a particular amount of money in their account, and that money was not up to the amount of money I needed for my study visa application and all of that. Then I got a gift from a family member. So a family member gifted me some money towards my application. In short, that money was my living expenses. So when I joined the money in my sponsor's account and the money that I was gifted, it was more than enough money that was required to put my application through. So that was what happened in my own case. So for this gift deed document, the documents I provided for this gift deed was this family member of mine gifted me some money, right? That money entered my account. I went to the bank. I got a bank statement, which was my own bank statement, stating that, and it wasn't my bank statement certificate, it was just a bank statement of just that week, showing a reflection of that money I was gifted. That money was big money, so there was no need of me printing a 6 month bank statement. The bank stamped it. Then I went to court to get an affidavit, a gift deed affidavit, and also an affidavit of disclosure. So that affidavit of disclosure was disclosing that this is the amount of money in my account. I also got a gift deed document in which the person that gave me money, the person's passport photograph was on one side of that document. My own passport was on the other side of that document. So this is the giver of the gift and this is the recipient of the gift. And that document was notarized in court. Also, my own bank statement was also notarized in court. So I did not bring the bank statement of the person that gifted me the money. And this is a way to prevent lump sum, like putting that big money into a money that has already been there for 4 months. Like it's more like spoiling that 4 month bank statement. Because let's say you have like your mom wants to give to, like, let's say 2 million naira towards your application, and your mom is not your sponsor. Instead of your mom putting that money into that, maybe your sponsor's account, maybe your main sponsor is your dad, it's better for your mom to just gift you that money, because the money is towards your application. Not like you're not going to pay the money back to her, okay? It's a gift. Let her gift you the money directly, so you know that the money is your own money. All right. Even with these documents being notarized in court, my own bank statement, the gift deed documents being notarized, and also the affidavit of disclosure being notarized. Also, in my statements of purpose, I told the visa officer that I have a sponsor. A is my sponsor, and B also gifted me so and so amount of money towards my application. Okay, this is a very good way to prove funds and avoid lump sum. When you are using a sponsor, do not forget to provide a means of identification for this your sponsor. Let's say you are using your mom. If your mom has an international passport, put your mom's international passport there. If they have, like, if they are working, maybe you can put their work ID card, something that identifies them, that this is the person that is sponsoring me. And also, like I said, for the gift deed document, adventure this person is not a family member of yours and the person is gifting you money. Also, in your statement of purpose, make sure you tell the visa officer, this is the reason why this person is gifting me this money. This is my relationship with this person, and this is why this person is gifting me the money. Be as explicit and straight to the point as possible. I think this should be the fifth point. So the fifth way to prove funds is by using a company. Let's say a company wants to sponsor you to come to Canada and study, or you have a company, whichever that is. But the cocoa here is, if a company is sponsoring you, please do well to submit every financial document that this company has that you know that will be relevant to your application. Inflow and outflow, if there's a document like that, this company's bank statements, everything, you know, that every financial document you know that this company has that would help your application. This company's CAC documents, this goes to show the visa officer that this company is registered, is not fraudulent. this company is legal and they are operating legally. Also provide a means of identification of this person that owns this company, and also a letter of sponsorship from this company stating that they are going to be sponsoring your academics in Canada. I've read like 4 visa rejection letters, and in these 4 visa rejection letters, I noticed that something that is similar to these rejection letters is improper documentation or incomplete documentation. You can easily say, oh, this person is sponsoring me or this company is sponsoring me. If you do not provide a CAC document, if you do not provide this company's bank statement, did the owner of this company even provide a letter stating that they are sponsoring you? These are small things that can bring rejection, which you know that if this company has this document, why not provide this document? If you don't take away anything that you know that would help your application, don't be like, oh, maybe it's too much. There is nothing like too much documents. Like I keep saying this thing, the visa officer is not going to call you on the phone and tell you, okay, Ali, provide more documents for this. This will not have time. They have tons and tons of applications to process, so they don't even have that. And once they screen your application that first time and your application does not have all the relevant documents, they can reject you. This is why some people submit their application on Monday, then Thursday they get a rejection. Please run away from this and provide complete documents. All right, another way you can prove funds is by selling your landed property. Let's say you want to come to Canada and you have like 10 plots of land and you want to sell 5 plots of land, and you've sold this land, but this money is a lump sum. Let's say one land costed like 5 million naira and you sold 5, which is 25 million naira. This is a huge amount of money. You'll be like, so how am I going to tell the visa officer that I sold this land, this is a lump sum? How will I explain this money? Now this is what you can do. First of all, this land belonged to you originally, okay? And I'm sure you have the landed properties. Do not forget to provide a land evaluation, like evaluation documents for this property. Attach it to your application. Explain to the visa officer in your statement of purpose that I sold this land to be able to make money to support my application. All right, make sure to include a receipt that this land was sold, or transfer of ownership of this land from yourself to the person that bought the land from you. Provide adequate documents backing up your claim that you actually sold this land, okay, so you don't get visa rejection. And don't overthink it, okay, especially when it comes to landed properties. I feel like this is even a very straightforward way to prove funds, because the land actually belongs to you. All you have to do is provide every relevant document to the visa officer, attach it to your application, receipt, picture of the land if possible, okay? That is not you overdoing things. Picture of the land if possible. In a situation whereby you never sold this land is like your own property, like you have this land back in Nigeria, and let's say you have like 2 plots of land, and this you want to use this as a proof of fund, okay? You can also provide evaluation documents of this land stating like the worth of this land, okay? You can also go ahead and tell the visa officer, like, peradventure you need money in Canada, this land can be sold and this is how much this land is worth. In this final part of this video, I'm going to be talking about a few questions I've gotten. These are like very random questions I've gotten from the comment section, and one of these questions is, can you have a co-sponsor? Can you have like 2 sponsors? Yes, you can have 2 sponsors. Let's say your mom has their own account and your sister has their own account, and these are 2 different people and they are making good money and they want to sponsor your application, okay? You can provide a bank statement from your sister's bank statements and also your mom's bank statement and submit it, like for mom's bank statement actually, because they are your main sponsors. Provide these bank statements telling the visa officer that these 2 people are your sponsors. This goes to if your father and your uncle are sponsoring you. This goes both ways. So yes, you can have 2 sponsors, and make sure you explain in your SOP what your relationship with these sponsors are and why these 2 people are sponsoring you. Another question I have here, someone also asked me, can someone living abroad sponsor you? Let's say you have a family abroad, maybe someone that is not living in Canada, maybe in the US. Can they sponsor you? Can you use like a foreign account as your like to prove your funds. Of course, if the person that wants to sponsor lives in the US and the person has like an account in the US, of course the person can sponsor you. Okay, the person can sponsor you as far as you can prove your relationship with this person, because this kind of application, this financial part of the application, is not just about the money. It's about what is the source of this money, how was this money made, what is your relationship with this person that is giving you this money or that is deciding to sponsor you. Make sure you make everything very, very clear why this person is your sponsor. All right, guys, like I said in the beginning of this video, CBN just floated naira, so please don't get carried away when you are doing your conversion. Or please make sure to use the black market rate. And also remember, it's not about having millions and millions and millions of money in your account. Another question I got, this is a very recent question. Someone told me that they've been rejected 2 times actually. This person said the sponsor had the specified amount of money in their account, but they still got rejected. My question to this person is, and my question to anybody that has been rejected recently, is that do well to tell your sponsor that, please, let's say this your sponsor is a business person, money moves in and out of this account, make sure that this amount of money has always been moving in and out of this account, and make sure that that amount of money that you are required to have in your account, let's say your living expenses and your tuition is supposed to be 15,000 Canadian dollars, make sure the money in that account does not go below that 15,000 Canadian dollars all through that period of your application processing before you get a decision from the visa officer. Let that money not go below that. If this person uses this account to do business, and this person has always had 1 million, 2 million, like huge sums of money moving in and out of this account, there is no problem. Where you can have problem is if this account is not an account that witnesses like huge amounts of money going in and out of it, you can have a problem. All of a sudden, large inflow of money in this account could raise the suspicion of the visa officer and you'll be in trouble, and that could cause you to have a visa rejection. So guys, I think I've been able to do justice to this particular topic about proof of funds. I've been able to tell you guys that it's not just about having a big sum of money. What happens before your application, what happens when your application is in process, determines whether you're going to get your yes from the visa officer. Okay, make sure not to put lump sum in the account. Make sure you provide relevant documents, relevant financial documents concerning this money or concerning your sponsor's account or however your sponsorship is coming. Okay, make sure to provide relevant documents. So it's not just about having big money. It goes a long way to how can you prove this money, how can you prove your relationship with this person. Also, were you able to provide relevant documents to back up your claims concerning these funds? Guys, if you enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up, and I'm going to catch you guys in my next video. And if you're a returning subscriber, don't forget to like, comment, share with your friends. Drop any video topic, any topic you want me to talk about in the comment section. I'm going to film just that. And guys, my next video is going to be very, very interesting, so look forward to that, and thank you for stopping by.